Well, hello, friends. It's me, and it's time for a tale, another story from our wonderful friend, Mandelbrot. This is an interesting title. This is Garfield, the biggest man. Oh, he's a big man with a big plan. I don't know what this means, but, yeah, okay, here we go. Hello once again, Moonhorse. Hello. I've finished writing my own Garfield story at last. I hope you enjoy it. It's quite long, though, so grab your reading glasses. I don't wear glasses. And listeners, get comfy and grab some popcorn, because Garfield's about to rock all of our worlds once again. I do realize that that's a thing. Because of my avatar, I actually don't wear glasses. I have pretty good eyesight. Garfield, the biggest man. It was a bright afternoon of foggy bittersweetness when man gets home from long day at job. "I should watch gaming streams to relieve me of stress feelings," said the man with exasperation. The man waltzed over to his personal computer and opened up twitch.tv. There he saw Belle Delphine streaming to hundreds of thousands of viewers, playing womanly video games such as League of Legends and Call of Duty. I don't know what Belle Delphine sounds like, so "Bam, take that, delinquent!" I don't know if that's even half right. Said Belle Delphine with gameplay. "Bam, pow, slap, slop?" Go! Bang! Said Belle Delphine repeatedly as she played games. After long time of viewing, man was about to fall asleep with relaxation and inattentiveness. But suddenly, a gunshot was fired near Belle Delphine, missing her by hairs. Belle Delphine did not notice it was real, as she thought it was from game. She also did not notice the loud crash the bullet caused from breaking of window, because minigames prey on attention. It was then an evil short man placed bag over Belle Delphine with capturing intent. Belle Delphine was enraged by this, as it made her lose game. The evil short figure looked in the screen with evil grin and announced, "This is a hell of a story already." "I am Spamton G. Spamton." It's a hell of a name. "The #1 rated salesman 1997. Okay. But now is my comeback special. For my next dick bruising trick, I shall use my new powers to make NFTs of Belle Delphine and become richer than 7 people who own 50% of the world's wealth. I wish that was just a joke. To those in #6 will shock you. Worry not, because soon you will all be buying and selling NFTs. This incident will feel like nothing but the stroking of your hamster at 6:14. One day, Spamton G. Spamton out." I have no idea what the hell's going on. Cackled Spamton G. Spamton, with profit incentive. After seeing this sight, man felt an indescribable. On seeing this, he knew there would never ever be any Belle Delphine streams ever again. No, not even after the heat death of the universe. "Eternal pain of suffering!" man roared as he ripped his eyes from his head and ate them with overkill reaction of despair. What the fuck? Meanwhile, in Humble House in Texas, Garfield was also playing games to cool off after a long day of dispensing justice. Garfield was playing the manly video game, Baba Is You. Garfield pushed buttons to make Baba push words to solve puzzles slowly, but thoughtfully, like tortoise raising hare. But Garfield was stuck on a particular puzzle. "Small white creature, you never fail to give me ponderous situations," said Garfield with respect for Baba. He knew the first step to this puzzle was to create a delicious lasagna sandwich, but saw no options from there. Garfield stared at puzzle with thought like unaware bunny looking at moon killing unworthy humans. What? Then Garfield realized solution, but with horror. He realized he needed to destroy delicious lasagna sandwich to remove obstacle to complete level. Garfield's eyes widened like a mouse in a toaster as he pondered if he could do such an act. But then, Garfield accepted the action as there were no other options. Garfield took some time gathering his thoughts and said, "I am doing this for you, small one." Garfield roared with respect as he used delicious lasagna sandwich to obliterate obstacle, destroying it in the process. A single manly tear rolled down his cheek as he performed the tear-jerking act. Garfield then made Baba walk to a flag for victory, but suddenly, television screen turned to static. "What?" Garfield shouted with disbelief at the loss of progress. Garfield looked on in horror as Spamton G. Spamton appeared on screen. "Ha ha ha! Greetings, people of America! I am Spamton G. Spamton, and I come to you on this fine day to announce the secretation of official Belle Delphine NFTs. Only $38,942.71 each, designed by the classics you've come to expect." I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what a Spamton G. Spamton is, but this is getting really weird. "What is this blasphemy?" roared Garfield at television. Garfield had known this Spamton G. Spamton person for less than a minute, and he already found himself loading his Desert Eagles once again for justice dispensal, like first grader sharpening pencil out of fear. What the fuck? Garfield hopped on his all-American four-wheel pickup truck and drove off to destroy the Spamton G. Spamton. As Garfield drove, he turned on his radio station for jammin' tunes, but found nothing of the sort. Instead, he found people talking about NFTs with delusional delusion. "They say they can just right-click the image and save it, and then they own it," said one man, to which the other man laughed with agreement. Garfield was baffled. That was a correct statement. Where was the humor? Fed up with the men of nonsense, he called his trusty computer technician, veterinarian friend, Liz, for unbiased intel. "Good friend Liz, what is an NFT? I need information to find weakness and dispense justice. I am going to find source from mouth of horse, but hear nothing but whines of furniture being sat on by a fat man," asked Garfield.
NFT stands for non-fungible tokens. They are essentially JPEGs people buy and sell to make profits. They work by,
said Liz with intel. "Pigs of greed," said Garfield with interrupting fury as he hung up the phone, with appallment as he arrived at Spamton G. Spamton's castle. NFTs really are fucking stupid. Don't at me, I don't care. Spamton G. Spamton's castle was decorated with many neon lights and screens, and was adorned with carpets with computer tomfoolery. As Garfield waltzed into the castle, he saw many Addison guards approach him with pondering intent. "Oh, no, Garfield. You cannot enter without paying a subscription fee," said one Addison with mocking advertisement. "Fool, your request for money has deprived you of a good life. Now I'll deprive you of all life," said Garfield as he took out his trusty Desert Eagle and shot all 2011 of them with ease as if he were shooting evil clouds. Author's note. I've actually been aware of Hemingway's Garfield stories for a good while now. As I remember a few years back, I watched Bryn Daniel's series on Garfield's Effect Galaxy Adventure. That's a really good video. I like Bryn Daniel. Anyway, the point I'm making here is that whenever I hear the phrase Desert Eagle, I imagine Garfield taking out a literal eagle, and there's an emoji of a bird, and shooting the eagle like a gun. It took me way too long to realize that Desert Eagle was a type of gun. I'm going to be honest with you, that's a much funnier image. Given the rest of the events of the story, I just accepted it as something he could do. I just thought you should know that. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, Garfield shooting the Addisons. I mean, again, I know what a Desert Eagle is, but now that you put the image of Garfield holding literal birds like guns and firing smaller birds out of them, that is a much funnier image. I like that better than the actual gun. "You weaklings are nothing compared to my trusty brother of lead," Garfield roared as he marched onward. As Garfield marched onward, he was chased by even more Addison guards. "Death's door, sail, sail," said another Addison as he aimed a bazooka at Garfield. Garfield was about to dodge, with pounding like grasshopper of metal, but saw the floor ended into a large acid ravine. Garfield attempted to use his Desert Eagle to obliterate them like teacher obliterates disobedient student, but he was out of ammo. Seems like you are out of ammo. Can I interest you in some more firepower? You can get some at the low, low price of your life, said Addison as he readied his bazooka for firing. All hope seemed to be as clear as mud. But then, Garfield put 2 manly fingers in his mouth and whistled a manly whistle. At Garfield's whistling, a custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle rammed through the wall with blazing speed just as the Addison guard fired the bazooka at Garfield. In the nick of time, Garfield boarded his custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle and bounced bazooka middle back at Addison with a motorcycle wheel like a pinball flipper of fury, pulverizing the Addison to cinder. Looks like your check just bounced, quipped Garfield as he rode more through Spampton G. Spampton's castle. Garfield rode through Spampton G. Spampton's castle with the accuracy of mathematics, doing tricks and flips and busting Addison guards where possible. For a final display of strength, he decided to jump over a massive ravine with his motorcycle that led to Spampton G. Spampton's throne room. Garfield made his motorcycle leap like an airplane migrating south for the winter. But with suddenness, his motorcycle began smoking and fuming. Garfield, appalled with horror as he saw an Addison guard had hidden in nozzle of his engine with cleverness.
The nozzle.
Hello, valued customer. We've been trying to reach you about your life's expired warranty, said Addison with righteous glee. Garfield's time slowed to a crawl as he pondered his options. He decided with reluctance he must leap from his trusty Harley-Davidson motorcycle to survive. After his manly leaping, he made it to Spampton G. Spampton's throne room by skin of lasagna. He looked back at the abyss just in time to see his custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle be plunged in acid along with the Addison guard. As Garfield saw the unbearable sight, he could do nothing but let his emotions rush through him as a single manly tear escaped his eye, like lasagna escaping the oven. After much mourning, Garfield decided he must continue like soldier in war. There was still villainy to end. As Garfield entered the throne room, to his suddenness, Spampton G. Spampton was nowhere to be found, but only a woman person was there. Garfield saw this as a place to cool his emotions. Surely some passionate loving could put his mind at ease. That's E''S. That's, the fact that you remembered that makes it so much better. Hey there, Lady Pockets. What is a fine lady doing in an abomination hole such as this? Said Garfield with flirting.
I am Belle Delphine. I have been waiting for you for a long time. I need loving greater than rarest NFT, said Belle Delphine with womanly wanting.
Sure thing, slippery. Wait, what? Garfield said with sobering horror.
What is wrong, my manly mound? Have you not accepted the almighty NFTs in your heart like I have? Said Belle Delphine with brainwash.
Garfield fell to the ground at the horror he heard. Your brain has been erased by trickery, said Garfield, holding his hands on his ears to escape himself the horror.
NFTs are the future. It is the best digital thing since sliced websites,
said Belle Delphine with brainwash. Garfield could not bear the destruction of womanliness by crypto voodoo and ran into the throne room in desperate manliness. But then, in the moment of vulnerability, Spampton G. Spampton appeared, holding a mighty Pepsi NFT Gatling gun.
What's the matter, Heathcliff? Pull something in your
nerve tendons, said Spampton G. Spampton with vile. You, capitalist pig, you will never achieve your NFT endeavors. Your stupidity has consumed you with greed, said Garfield with philosophy in spite of his dread.
No,
Gramfell,
you will pay me with
dividends
and make me a
big shot, said Spampton G. Spampton as he set his Gatling gun level to murder kill and pelted Garfield with non-fungible Pepsi until he was unconcise. Garfield then awoke a long time later in a non-fungible cage. Garfield was, for the first time in his life, extremely disappointed in himself. He was the manliest manhood that had ever manhood. Has he been losing his grip? Or has he finally faced a foe no man can truly take down? Garfield solemnly waltzed to the door of his cell and opened it. As he opened the door, he allowed his thoughts to wash over him like an unintelligent fish trying to end its life. What? As he stood, he took deep breaths of manhood. Oh my. He couldn't bear much more of this. First he lost his beloved custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and now he knows that some lovely, sexy ladies can be corrupted beyond loving. As Garfield snapped back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. He looked down at the ground, noticing a lock on the floor. The door had been locked, but it had been opened with ease, like professional door opener, without even noticing. He then noticed he was being shot at by two Addison guards with non-fungible Pepsi Gatling guns, but since his abs were so strong, he didn't notice. The bullets were bouncing off Garfield's muscles like dead penguin in a tornado. Interesting way with words. It was in that moment that Garfield knew that all hope was not lost, at least not yet. With his restored determination, he looked at foolish Addison guards with resolute and said, "I don't need an ad blocker to destroy you, because I have ab blocker," said Garfield with unmatched manliness as he pulverized Addison guards with his toned abs like a lion on LSD. After pulverization of Addisons and regaining of confidence, Garfield exited castle, basement, and returned to give Spampton G. Spampton corporal punishing until he was nothing but a bloody pulp, not dissimilar in structure to lasagna. That is a hell of a sentence. At arriving at Spampton G. Spampton's throne room, he saw a massive figure of ominousness, with strings coming out of its back. "Spampton G. Spampton, show yourself, you crypto-cryptid. Come out here and fight like a real man. You will pay for corrupting hot, sexy lady of sexyhood," roared Garfield with challenging justice.
"Oh, you feeble tabby-babby, thinking that the hoochie mama is the main issue here. My power comes from my NFTs. My are plentiful. NFTs are making me strongman competition. As we speak, behold my new ass-tastic form!" bellowed Spampton G. Spampton with greed like a medieval dragon named Jeff Bezos for some reason, as he turned on the lights, revealing his much larger form, even stronger than Spampton Neo, Spampton NFTO!
Oh my gosh! What do I do?
"Vile beast, NFTs are for man babies with exorbitant amount of wealth," shouted Garfield with searing truth as he leaped at Spampton G. Spampton for the intense aerial battle of power. Garfield punched his manly hand into Spampton G. Spampton's vile new form, but it was little harm to Spampton G. Spampton. I've said that name so many times that the word spam means nothing to me anymore. As Garfield's immense might bounced off Spampton G. Spampton like two rubber balls onto donkeys. What? "Oh, you little feline friend, it seems you lack the brawn to end me. How about I make our brawl a little richer?" said Spampton G. Spampton as he flew into the air to peril danger into horrifying heights. After immense rising, Spampton G. Spampton aimed his Gatling gun at Garfield for firing intent. As Garfield saw the Gatling gun, he saw this as his opportunity for big attack, thinking he could re-aim the cannon at Spampton G. Spampton's face. But then he heard a faint voice as time slowed to a crawl once more.
"Garfield,"
whispered a faint voice from his shoulder. Garfield startledly glanced at his shoulder to see the small white creature, Baba, from his game. "Smallwood, what brings you here?" asked Garfield with amazement.
"You must use more than just pure strength to defeat all foes. Use the tools you have at your disposal to find creative ways to victory,"
said Baba with teachings like merciful God. "Smallwood, I appreciate your words, But fist is the quickest way to victory and villainy destruction, said Garfield with kind disagreement.
Perhaps you could redefine your victory, and by extension, your destiny. And by extension, your destiny.
Said Baba with wisdom as they faded into stardust. Baba's words exploded in Garfield's mind as he realized a new solution. Garfield grabbed Spamton G. Spamton's Gatling gun arm and intentionally turned up its murder dial to maximum. Fractions of seconds later, Spamton G. Spamton engaged firing of Peepus.
Suck my fucking dick, Peepus!
But did not expect much force, giving him surprise horror as he was propelled around his castle. Garfield then masterfully manipulated Spamton G. Spamton's arm, propelling him like plane flying high with invisible legs to Spamton's computer headquarters, where Spamton G. Spamton contained his NFTs. Garfield masterfully jumped out of back of Spamton G. Spamton as he splattered into a wall like blind infant driving car. Garfield then rushed to computers. He knew he had but seconds for his next move. Garfield booted computer, which was protected with password, but then he glared at it, and it granted him access out of fear. Garfield then typed with speed of light on ice skates as he saved all of Spamton G. Spamton's NFTs to his floppy disk. Your NFTs are mine now, said Garfield with triumph. But Garfield's triumph turned to horror, as Spamton G. Spamton did not seem harmed, physically or emotionally.
Fool! You do not truly own them. Saving them does.
Nothing can prepare you for
My stonks will still rise even higher,
said Spamton G. Spamton with evil as he cornered Garfield in a corner. All hope had seemed to be empty. But then, a familiar voice was heard by all. It was John Arbuckle riding a spike-wheeled monster truck through the wall and crushing Spamton G. Spamton with intensity. Garfield, seeing his way out, hopped onto the monster truck's passenger seat. John Arbuckle, your intuitive helping never ceases to amaze me, said Garfield with thanks. Sure thing, Garfield, but I have one more trick up my sleeve to give the finishing blow, said John Arbuckle as he got out of his spike-wheeled monster truck and walked towards the now puny Spamton G. Spamton with feet of resolute.
Fool! My life may be,
the ending will shock you,
but my descendants and Addisons will bear my wealth, and I will have been a
big shot, said Spamton G. Spamton with clever evilness like a company CEO. Insolence! You may have been a big shot, but I am the biggest man, boomed Garfield as he readied his fist for punching, but John Arbuckle stopped his manly hand. Why do you stop my finishing blow? Said Garfield with confusion. John Arbuckle smiled with suaveness as he took out a TV remote and turned on Spamton G. Spamton's expensive flat-screen TV for finishing blow. The television lit to life, showing newswoman Liz reporting news with news reporting. In other news, the so-called official Belle Delphine NFTs have not generated any sort of profit. In fact, policemen have determined that these NFTs are the work of the notorious serial scam artist Spamton G. Spamton. The IRS will make sure that he pays for this, said Liz with Newsly reporting. John Arbuckle gave Spamton G. Spamton a smug look, whereas Spamton G. Spamton felt a horror. He made a horrifying sound, which I'll put in the video because I was asked to. We'll get to that. Shrieked Spamton G. Spamton with unbearable computer pain at failure of business as he tossed himself into Acid Ravine to end his suffering. Author's note. If you're wondering what the noise Spamton just made sounds like, here's a video of what I think it sounds like, but be warned, it's really loud. Turn down your volume. And then a link to the YouTube video that made the sound that I assume I put in earlier. I'm not editing this right now, I'm recording it. Also, when this is put up in text form on my browser, it's just a bunch of white squares, so I actually have no idea what that's supposed to be. So, cool. Looks like your assets have been liquidized, quipped John Arbuckle with smoothness like buttered woman. Another job well done. John Arbuckle rushed to Garfield for celebrating. We did it, Garfield. Another foe down the drain, said John Arbuckle with excitement. But he saw that Garfield had a grave look on his face. What's wrong, Garfield? We won, said John Arbuckle with concern. Garfield looked at John Arbuckle with solemnness. We may have destroyed evil, but his damage of deals and scams is done. Look for yourself, said Garfield as he pointed, with menularity running towards them. It was Belle Delphine.
How dare you destroy the NFT master? I will crush you to justice,
said Belle Delphine with delusion as she ran towards Garfield in a flailing motion. Garfield solemnly loaded his Desert Eagle to destroy the worm that had entered her brain, and fired a rain of bullets into woman with reluctance. John Arbuckle now understood why Garfield was so upset. He looked at Garfield wordlessly, with bittersweet lesson. He hugged Garfield for support for about 5 minutes. After embracing, the two men walked home for relaxation and rebuilding of mind. The end? ? Author's note. Thank you so much for reading my story. I hope you liked it as much as I enjoyed writing it. If you have time, I'd like some feedback on what you really liked and what I should work on, as this is my first major creative writing project. I want to further develop the Garfiverse. Have a great day. I fucking loved it. I don't know what a Spampton is, and I guess I'm supposed to fucking Google that, but I don't know what most things are that you guys talk about. I love you, but I'm old and don't understand things. But that was really fucking funny, and I'm Googling it now. I have no idea what this is. Oh, it's a Deltarune thing. That would be why I don't know what it is. Okay. Because I'd never played Deltarune. So, I don't know if that voice was anywhere near accurate or whatever. I was just making shit up on the spot. As for the story was fantastic. I like the fact that NFTs are the great enemy. Because NFTs are fucking stupid. Again, don't at me. You're not going to change my mind. They just are. I think that's really fucking funny, and I think you did a fantastic job. This captures that same kind of chaotic madness of, like, Shakespeare Hemingway's work, and I fucking love it. I think this was fantastic, and I'm very, very happy that we get, like, a kind of a spiritual successor to the madness that is Shakespeare Hemingway. This is fucking amazing. Thank you so much, Mandelbrot, for writing this, and thank you all for being here. If you enjoyed this, make sure you do the YouTube stuff with like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have a Ko-Fi and a merch store, and you can check those out, but if you can't, that's okay too. I have a live stream every Saturday, which is like this, except that it's live, so it's not like this at all. And I also have a mailbag where you can send me weird things in the mail, the actual mail, and I will open them on camera. That's a thing I do sometimes. Also, I have my own subreddit if you'd like to send me weird stories, which is where this one came from. r/Moonhorse stories. You can send me anything there, man. It's my subreddit. I love you all so very, very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.